Good morning. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025, just a little bit before 5:30 here in the morning. Want to provide a video briefing regarding the severe thunderstorm environments we're expecting on Sunday and Monday across eastern Kansas into central Missouri. The DSS packet is online, and in the DSS packet, details on the hazards associated with these storms are highlighted in there. I want to spend most of the time in this video talking about the timing. The timing is still a bit uncertain for both days, mainly due to the positioning of the warm front here, and was very hard to be able to message in static graphics in the DSS packet. So we're going to spend more time focusing on the actual timing here. If you have any questions about the details of the hazards associated with these storms, check out the DSS packet on our website. So I'm going to use our HER model to try to highlight this as best I can. Again, this model isn't perfect, but will be capable of giving us a better idea of the timing we're looking at, mainly because you can start to actually see the potential for convection initiation in this particular model. And so this is modeling the weak storms that we had south of Interstate 70 this morning. More development is possible over the next few hours here, but should remain subsevere. The main feature we're going to be watching this afternoon will be across Kansas. We're expecting a dry line to start in western Kansas and then quickly move eastward across the state. And so the HER model in particular is developing initial storms sometime between 4 and 5 p.m., kind of just west of the Interstate 135 area. We do have a few models, though, that are waiting a little bit longer to initiate this convection and also are pushing this a little bit further east. So the main question with the timing of initiation over Kansas with these discrete storms is going to be when that dry line can finally encounter enough moist air for these storms to actually go up. And that might take a little bit longer because there is going to be quite a bit of dry air on the west side of this for these storms to contend with. Expecting the discrete storm threat for Sunday activity to mainly remain over Kansas, west of our forecast area. But the main thing to highlight for timing here is that eventually these discrete storms over Kansas are expected to congeal into some kind of either linear or some type of thunderstorm cluster. And that happens sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. Once this finally gets into far eastern Kansas here. And this will continue to move eastward into central Missouri late in the evening and as we go overnight. We are still looking at the potential for severe weather with these storm clusters that move through the area, including for the Kansas City metro. Primary threats would likely be wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour and maybe some hail. Could be looking at a conditional tornado threat. Again, the details on these hazards are available there in the DSS packet. But for our area, looking at the threat to start probably sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. and then continue to move eastward into the overnight hours. And then we may see some severe storms that make it as far east as the Highway 65 or even Highway 63 corridors. It's possible these storms might weaken before that. But then anyway, these storms then move off to the east northeast. And then the next thing we're going to be watching for is development along the warm front at some point Monday afternoon. So that warm front I'm expecting to develop somewhere between, I shouldn't say develop, but stall somewhere between Interstate 70 and Highway 36 Monday afternoon. And the HER model here that I'm showing in this particular video starts to initiate storms around 2 p.m. I do have some other high resolution models that are initiating storms as early as 1 p.m. and one model that even tries to develop this at noon. And then so that activity will go, we'll potentially maybe see some supercells along that if the forcing is strong enough along the warm front. That activity eventually then moves to the east. And then the next play that we'll expect is for either a cold front or another dry line feature to come across Kansas. And that'll be later in the afternoon, maybe earlier in the evening. So right now, the HER model that I'm showing you here in this video indicates some of this initiation anytime between 5 and 7 p.m. We could potentially see that activity start as early as 2 or 3 p.m. and then eventually move eastward. Again, it just depends on the timing of when the dry air is able to push up against the moist air mass that's in eastern Kansas. But eventually, any discrete storms that develop along that cold front in Kansas do congeal into more of a linear segment, and that is likely to form again sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. and then move eastward and continue into central Missouri. So that is all for the video. Again, there's quite a bit of uncertainty with the timing of this event, so we'll try to update you as best as we can on that. If you have any questions, here is our contact information that is available. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.